Hi guys, welcome back to my Brave X VS guide. Now I'm gonna review Cleome. So I think she's probably the strongest NVA physical DPS we have at this point. Let's start from her normal form. First thing which makes her insane is her static attack boost. She gets 1500 static attack boost, which is insane. Okay, from what I can remember, maybe this is the best on the game at this point. Okay, from what I can remember, yes, 1000 for Sephiroth. Actually, I cannot remember, but the point is 1500 are insane attack boost. Okay, this can make her attack stats on par with real Neo Vision attackers. Not only that, she is also great against undead and machine. So her Trust Mastery Word gives her 25 additional killers to these two, and also her STMR, which means she can reach maximum undead and machine killer easily. Okay, really awesome. Remember to, you can use her on content like Dark Vision if you fight against undead and machine. And before talking about rotation, the weakness she has is she doesn't have chain modifier cap boost. Okay, she is true double hand. Yes, I know, but usually we get 100% chain modifier cap. She doesn't have this, so that's a downside. But again, I'm kind of okay with that because of her insane static attack boost. And to reach maximum damage, you need 3 turns. But again, actually you don't, okay? Because on the second turn, you already able to deal maximum damage. That's for the normal form, okay? I know you can go to Brave Shift form immediately on the first turn, but I will talk about that later. Let's talk about the rotation for this normal form. So on the first turn, what you want to do is to imbue yourself with fire or ice or dark element, okay? This lasts for 4 turns, so it is good, okay? You don't need to cast it very often. On the second action, you need to use Prelude in F major because it allows you to have quad cast. This quad cast is unique and make her into finisher like Regina and Noctis, Crown Prince Noctis, okay? And then Pitch Black Performance. This Pitch Black Performance gonna imperil the enemies, Fire, Ice, and Dark Resist. On the first turn, it only imperil Dark, but it's okay because yes, you don't deal any much damage on the first turn, right? And on the second turn, you start dealing damage. You use Soul Symphonia, Funeral, Dirge Machina, Funeral, Dirge Reaper. So this gives you killer, but what you want to get from this are the damage modifier boost. And you can see it on the screen, okay? You get a total of 356 times damage modifier boost. And remember, because you use Pitch Black Performance, you get additional 40, which means on the second turn, you already deal 800 times damage. How's that not insane? Sure, she doesn't have chain modifier cap boost, but yes, I guess it's okay. Just make sure you equip Savior of Soul Lightning STMR, okay? So she has 400% chain modifier cap. You still need another 100%, but I'm not sure where to get that. If you are veteran players, we already get another 50%, but I'm not sure whether that's worthy or not. And like you can see that on the third turn, she can deal 880 times damage modifier, okay? That's insane, okay? Really easy rotation. And on this form, I don't think you need to think about limit burst damage, because like you can see that her limit burst damage, it is nice 120 times, but even with maximum limit burst damage buff, this only deal like 800 times damage, and I think it's better to focus on gearing her attack stats like chain modifier cap, true double hand, etc. Okay, if you want to use her limit burst, then use her Brave Shift form. So let's talk about that. So on this Brave Shift form, I can call her Poorman Sephiroth. Don't worry, she's not bad, she is really good, okay? So she still has insane attack boost, and the best part is she gets additional 100% chain modifier cap. So with one Savior of Soul Lightning STMR, you reach the maximum stats for chain modifier cap. And yes, because she uses LB, she also gets amazing limit burst damage boost passive. On X plus 3, she gets 250% limit burst damage passive, which means you only need additional 50%, which is really easy to get. Okay, so very amazing. And yes, she also able to chain with Absolute Mirror of Equity. She has really strong Mirror of Equity, okay? She can deal 360 times using one cooldown ability, but again, if you combine it with normal Dark Mirror of Equity, the total damage you deal within one turn only 500, which is not worth. So on this form, simply focus on her limit burst. And yes, this rotation may be not optimized because, you will see later that on the third turn, she still hasn't got maximum damage modifier. You probably need 2 Brave Shift rotation to reach maximum damage, okay? Unless, of course, you bring a support so you can use limit burst on every turn. So on the first turn on Brave Shift form, use your limit burst immediately, because yes, you want to increase your stack damage. Don't worry about your Grandis, okay? Because your Grandis will be needed to fill up your limit burst to use the second. That's why on the second turn you use your Grandis, and on the third turn you're gonna use your LB again. And on the fourth turn you will revert back to normal form. But even on the third turn, she still deal amazing damage. Like you can see, 1140 times damage modifier. Sure, it is lower than Sephiroth, but again, remember she is NVA, and one thing she can compete with Sephiroth is when you fight against machine, because Sephiroth doesn't have machine killer. For Reaper, Sephiroth also strong Reaper killer, so really Cleome cannot compete with Sephiroth. But for machine, with that 100% killer, she has a little bit advantage. But again, if you're able to gear Sephiroth to have machine killer, then of course Sephiroth gonna be better. But the point here is not to compete with Sephiroth. For NVA unit, she is superbly strong. Okay, so that's for the Brave Shift form. Now let's compare him with other NVA unit. So the only NVA rifle for Cleome is Machina. Why only Machina? Because Machina base limit burst damage is also the same, 230 times. Okay, but if you compare Machina and Cleome, I can say that Cleome is much better because she has much better stats. And yes, she is finisher instead of protector bayonets chainer. So you don't need to search for complicated chaining partner, okay? Simply finish. And yes, the best part is you don't need to wait. You can go into Brave Shift right on the first turn and start dealing damage using your Brave Shift limit burst. And yes, the only advantage Machina has is he doesn't need to stack his limit burst. So maybe you can avoid killing your enemy accidentally on content like Dark Vision or Clash of Wills. Okay, so that's Machina advantage. And I can say that Machina is also better Absolute Mirror of Equity chainer after 4th turn, because like you know that after the 4th turn, Machina Mirror of Equity damage gonna be quite insane, okay? He can deal like 750 times damage per turn using Element Eager. So Machina is also not bad, but yes, Cleome is simply superior. And of course, like you know that Cleome is Poorman Sephiroth. Let's compare her to Sephiroth. And like you can see here on the stats, Sephiroth is simply much superior. Yes, you may say Cleome get 1500 static attack, but remember, Sephiroth also able to get that through his equipment. So yes, I can say Sephiroth is harder to wield because you need to farm for the Masamune and the STMR, but still, Sephiroth is much better. But again, Cleome is not bad if you don't have Sephiroth, because like its nickname, Poorman Sephiroth. So that's all for the comparison. My conclusion for Cleome. So Cleome is probably the strongest physical DPS for NVA tier at this point. Okay, so congratulations. But again, in the future, we gonna get NVA Titus, and based on what I see on the wiki, okay, on the Japan wiki Ultima, okay, NVA Titus seems to have non-elemental super limit burst, and that's interesting because that makes him flexible, unlike Cleome, who is fixed to dark element. But regardless of that, Cleome is really strong at this point. She's really easy to gear and has amazing stats. Okay, 1500 static attack, and she also have almost maximum limit burst damage, killers. So yes, very easy. Poorman Sephiroth. She is really strong both on normal and brave form. Really love these characters. To be honest, I tried to get her using ticket on the banner, but yeah, I don't get her. Okay, maybe I'm gonna use UOC, but I guess not, because I already have Sephiroth. But if you don't have Sephiroth, I think she is worth to UOC for. But maybe you should wait for NVA Titus. Okay, so yes, the weakness is she needs 2 stacks instead of 1. So for Sephiroth Brave Shield Limit Burst, he needs 1 stack to reach maximum damage, and that's kind of easy to do because you can do 2 limit bursts within 1 Brave Shift. But for Cleome, I don't think you're able to, yes, to deal 3 limit bursts within 1 Brave Shift, okay, to reach maximum stack. So yes, and for the Trust Master reward, I can say it's kind of bad, okay, 40% attack and 25% machine and undead killer. Again, remember Zenaida. Zenaida Trust Master reward is really decent, 60%, this one only 40%, so pretty meh Trust Master reward. For STMR, it is nice if you need machine and reaper killer, but I can say it's kind of niche because yes, I prefer like limit burst damage instead of these killers. Okay, so in the end, I can give Cleome 9 or 9.5 out of 10. Okay, remember she is NVA, so don't compare 9 NVA with 9 real Neo Vision. Okay, for NVA she is almost perfect. So yeah, I think that's all you need to know. Thank you very much for watching. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more Final Fantasy Private XPS guide. Bye bye guys.